You know, I've been getting a lot of questions lately about gold IRAs and whether they're actually a safe investment option. Today, we have someone here who can help us really dig into this topic.
Thanks for having me. And you're right, it's a hot topic. Here's something that might surprise our listeners. During the high inflation periods of the 1970s, gold prices absolutely soared while other investments struggled. And we're seeing similar patterns emerging today.
That's fascinating. So, what makes gold such a unique investment, especially during uncertain times?
Well, it's really interesting. Unlike paper currencies that can be printed at will, gold has a limited supply. That's what makes it inherently resistant to inflation. Central banks actually hold about one-fifth of all gold ever mined. That speaks volumes about its enduring value.
I see. And how does this translate to individual retirement planning?
Diversification is the focus. Think about it like this. When stocks are volatile, gold often moves in the opposite direction. During major market disruptions like the 2008 financial crisis or even the 2020 pandemic, gold performed remarkably well while traditional investments were struggling.
And now, a quick word from our sponsor.
Gold IRA Company's Bulletin, founded by Doug Young, brings over 20 years of expertise in financial investing in precious metals to help you make informed decisions. We've reviewed over 80 different gold IRA companies and continue to provide up-to-date guides and news. Visit us at goldiraccompaniescompared.com to learn more.
Welcome back. In selecting a gold IRA company, what should investors really be looking for?
That's a great question. You want to look for three key things: transparency and fees, strong customer education programs, and solid industry credentials. Take Augusta Precious Metals, for example. They've maintained perfect A plus BBBE and triple A BCA ratings with zero customer complaints. That's pretty remarkable in this industry.
Zero complaints? That's impressive, but what about the actual process of setting up a gold IRA? Is it complicated?
It's actually more straightforward than most people think. The key is working with a reputable company that can guide you through the process. They should help with everything from paperwork to selecting an approved custodian and arranging secure storage. Have you ever wondered why storage is so important in gold IRAs?
I have. Can you explain that?
Absolutely. The IRS actually requires that IRA-held precious metals be stored in approved depositories. You can't just keep them in your home safe. These facilities provide fully insured storage and professional security. It's one of those non-negotiable aspects of gold IRAs that actually helps protect your investment.
That makes a ton of sense. What about fees? That's something our listeners are always concerned about.
Right, and they should be. You're typically looking at three main types of fees: initial setup fees, annual custodian maintenance fees, and storage fees. The key is finding a company that's completely transparent about these costs up front. No surprises.
Definitely. And speaking of transparency, I understand there's something called spread that investors should know about.
Oh yeah, that's super important. The spread is basically the difference between the buy and sell prices of gold. You want to work with companies that are upfront about their spreads and have clear buyback policies. It's all part of understanding your true cost of investment.
I see. And what about those minimum investment requirements? They can vary quite a bit, right?
They sure do. Some companies position themselves in what we'd call the premium segment, with higher minimums but more personalized service. Others might have lower minimums but fewer services. It's really about finding the right fit for your specific situation and investment goals.
Looking at the bigger picture, how should someone think about gold as part of their overall retirement strategy?
That's such an important point. Gold shouldn't be viewed as a complete solution. It's more like, think of it as one important player on your retirement team. The goal is diversification. You know that old saying about not putting all your eggs in one basket? That's exactly what we're talking about here.
You've hit the nail on the head there. For our listeners who might be considering this, what would be your top 3 pieces of advice?
First, do your homework. Understand what you're investing in. Second, choose a reputable company with a solid track record. Those ratings and reviews we talked about really matter. And third, make sure you're clear on all the costs involved before making any decisions.
Really valuable insights. Any final thoughts for our listeners?
Yeah, I'd say gold has historically served as a hedge against inflation and market volatility for thousands of years. But like any investment, informed decisions that align with your personal retirement goals are crucial.
This has been incredibly informative. For listeners who want to learn more about gold IRAs and reliable companies in this space, visit our sponsor Gold IRA Companies Bulletin at goldiraccompaniescompared.com. Thank you for sharing your expertise with us today.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure helping your listeners understand this important aspect of retirement planning.